Throughout trials and tribulations, you have never given up the fight. Gather here to straighten your crown. Much love and light. Hit it!
Hit the light, hit the light,
Love and light. Okay, Love and Light Collective, let's get to your message. So, long story short, you have been doing some work and you got a little bit more to do. Sounds right on course if you ask me. Some of you have been expected to walk away from some people, places, things, and this has left you questioning or perhaps even feeling as if you come across as questionable. Okay,
hit the like
you're
on
being
the
asked
video.
to utilize your strength and wisdom about the situation, in spite of how you may not have control, as well as in spite of the way you had control compared to the way you perhaps used or did not use said control. All right. You are still very much connecting back to divinity. No worries there. Okay. This is not I love you, I hate you type of situation between you and the divine.
No,
as far as
never
any
that,
kind
baby.
of quote punishment end quote you may be viewing a situation or situationship as currently. Some of you, this is involving employment or perhaps termination of said employment. Others, this is more relationally. Okay, so take what resonates here. You could have connections quite heftily, I'm wanting to say, to the Fae realm, the Fae elementals, the woodland spirits, as it were. Okay, I was definitely guided to the Forest Spirits Oracle cards, and we are using our new tarot deck, Memento Mori. All right, so a lot of death, rebirth energy I'm seeing having been asked of you, as well as, and for most of you simultaneously, also still being asked of you. And, you know, I get that path can be quite tiring, okay? But again, you have cards, all right, backing the fact that you've got both strength and wisdom about you, okay?
You do? Yes.
And of course, we know cards don't necessarily make or break the situation. However, check the energy, all right? When you check yours long and deep enough, it does connect back to divinity. It does connect back to you still being very much loved and supported in spirit and in truth, in spite of any aftermath on the other side of choices, in spite of any consequences. Okay, not everything's about punishment. It's about ebb and flow, though, I'll tell you that
If you
much,
enjoy
okay?
the message,
And still, in
subscribe,
spite of
like,
what all
and
ever
hype.
doom and gloom, darkness, and absolute horrific hell you have been expected to navigate through, and or have maybe even unintentionally asked to navigate through, same. Okay, I say it that way because karma, right? It is just what it is. You make a decision or not, and so you leave the rest up to history, as it were. But I digress. Okay, some of you need to slow down and take actual better care of yourselves.
Love
all right,
you
this could be
more.
simply and solely hygiene. It could be much deeper than that. It could be all of that. All right, I'm not here to judge, and you don't have to be here to out yourself either. Okay, however, you should be, if this is resonating with you, taking heed at least, nonetheless. Okay, time to connect with your inner child. That's really the money maker, you guys. We talked about that recently on one of our recent live streams, so please check out those live streams if you've yet to do so. And thank you, of course, for checking this video out and many others, as I'm sure you will and have been doing. Okay, because this is all for you. All right, so take what you came here to get, baby. Nobody's stopping you. All right, unless it's you. Okay, and then we got to talk if we find that out. Okay. But I digress. That's why we do have some of these sessions, I'm sure, okay? It happens to the best of us, no worries. Okay, but continuing on,
you got
this
this.
strength and wisdom is really being asked of you to continue on forging the refined version of your patience, nonetheless. Okay, and of course, there's strength and power and wisdom, obviously. You know, on the other side of some of those hurdles, I guess we could say. You know, nothing really stopping you though, unless you've made your mind up to be stopped at this. Looking at the Ten of Cups here, I mean, this is really talking about happy life. You know, however however that looks for you, whether you've got a partner and some bambinas, some children, right? Or not. Okay. You guys, I tell you all the time, anyone who will listen, quite frankly, you are capable and able and should give yourselves permission, excuse me, to be at that 10, to remain at that 10, okay, irregardless of who, what, where, and all that jazz around you. Okay, you've got you. When you've got you, you've got divine forces, right, backing you. And man, oh day, if that ain't enough, I just don't know whatever would be. I get that different strokes for different folks, but you should still very much keep that kind of ideology outside of the realm of insanity, of course, right? And be grateful also comes to mind here, because although you can get into bitter Betty, or Bitty, excuse me, or bitter Betty, what is this? Like we're, so irregardless, okay, which side of the toxic aisle there you want to have a seat at, I mean, you really do have a choice in the matter, to kind of see other stuff for what it is, right? Like, it's like, yeah, the crappy stuff is crap. Yep. Okay. And though, right? Because like, if you never get to like a segue, if you never, like actually continue on, then that's really the whole sum and totality of the experience. All right, so this is why we talk about this all the time, because you guys have the power to experience the good just the same, okay? Now, this is not some form of delusion that goes like, yeah, you're just going to always have the good, the best, the goodest good out there, that there is always and always to have is yours always and in always. You guys, we're here to learn lessons. We're here to learn and grow our soul, okay? And this does connect back to divinity. It does connect back to source, divine universe, creator, the all in all, the ancient of days. However you need the words to come out, okay? Plug in there. But you know what's going on. You found this channel. You are not wet behind the ears spiritually or in any form or sense of that, okay? I know many of you may feel that that's the case, but you're still very much actively in the process of remembrance, and I'll just leave it at that, okay? Because I don't want to say too much, so there's that. Also, if you do want to know more specifics, please book a session. Okay, I'd be honored to read your cards. Thank you for those that have hyped this video and any other videos that you can come up with on this channel that you want to hype. I appreciate you guys. In order to hype, my understanding, however,
hype it up.
You must be on a cellular device, okay, and you must be logged in your own actual account, whatever account and however that's named, all right, but you would have to be considered signed in by YouTube in order to be eligible to even access that area of the community, okay? But if you can, please and thank you, do that. To my understanding, the weeks roll over on Mondays, so you get 3 times a week that you can hit up a video or any number of them, okay? There's strength in numbers, you guys know this, and I really appreciate the help. You guys know I do not come on here and ask for help that I don't need, right? And sometimes, okay, you gotta have a need. It's part of the experience, right? Like if you absolutely had no need ever, right? Why would you talk to anyone? Like, why would you even go outside? Why would you even be, right? Like, I mean, it's like, no, it's not going to work that way all the time, right? Maybe we're talking about that so that people can heal out of any wounding surrounding need, right? Doesn't have to be part of the experience. The need is enough, right? So there's that. But thank you guys who truthfully support this channel, the mission, okay, the guidance, and really just trying to get more of these free messages out to beautiful souls like yourselves who may need them, right? So there's that. So thank you guys for being part of the experience, part of the journey, and part of the reason why I am so passionate and impassioned the way that I am. Unapologetically, damn it. I love you guys. Much love and light, collective. But the Ten of Cups here really is being ushered in by Hierophant energy. This is giving Daddy God, to use some of that patriarchy, right? Daddy God kind of vibes. So whatever you've been going through, please know it's not been unnoticed. Okay, now I cannot guarantee that Gary, gave a damn, or Patricia, right? But as far as divine, going back to that, unseen forces commentary, right? Definitely you are watched, monitored, surveillanced, okay, but in all the greatest of ways, with all the highest of intentions and vibes, all right, coming from the spirit realm. In spite of whatever feelings you may have about the situation, some of you I'm hearing to say, you're still mulling over, how deserving you are of the experience. Maybe some of you actually believe that, like, I totally 100,000% deserve that experience, and for those that are like, what experience? We're talking about what you just went through in recent past, whether at work or whether relationally in your interpersonal connections, okay, that really kind of got under your skin, kind of ripped your heart open, kind of made you think, kind of made you feel benched, made you feel perhaps even punished by divine forces, right? So we got to talk about it so that you can straighten your crown, because that's really not the case. A lot of times transition and the change that surrounds transition, even, some of you are quantum leaping, right? That is it's going back to, my mind's eye is going back to, for the billionth time, you guys, and I'm not going to apologize about it because it's a great reference. But the first Matrix, okay, the first Matrix movie, when Keanu Reeves' character Neo is portrayed as really understanding what's going on regarding that plugging versus unplugging, and how painful it was just to, there is not a quick and dirty like exchange or change, or even, again, quantum leap, from one to the next experience, even in though inside of those type of experiences, right? It's just like trying to reproduce the exact same snowflake pattern through nature without man-made assistance and all that jazz. It's really not a thing, right? And so you can't even say, like, okay, from one dark night of the soul moment into the next, that it's going to seem the same, that it's going to be scary the same, that it's going to be painful the same, right? And so really you are being, to some level and form or measure undone, but again, not out of some form of bitterness, some form of bad karma or punishment, okay, but very much out of necessity, because you can't stay where you are and then still consider yourselves to be where you're going. And you deserve to be where you're going. And that is not a threat. That is a promise. And it is not a promise born out of bitterness or, with an air of intention for it to ever even feel like, seem like, sound like, smell like, or be experienced out as punishment. And that is a promise. Okay, if you keep going at this, I mean, you are honoring what you signed up to do here, irregardless of what that may be or may not be. And others' projections about this really can't count anymore. Okay, that's that Eight of Cups energy as well, right? Like, it's like you're either going to connect with your inner child. And I got chills on this coming from the left, okay? You're either going to make the decision to go within, basically, because I mean, you can't really stay outside of you and then also know what's up with the inner child. You could be seeing angel number 2, 3, 4, and even if you're not, I need you to know you are very much capable, and you are. I'm just going to claim it for you if I can, which, you know what, you better be claiming it with me for you, right? You are already very much advancing and progressing forward at all of this. So there's no if you get to where you're going. You're just needing to understand exactly 1331 on that timer, reducing to 4-4, why it can't always and didn't always remain a comfortable experience. And for some of you, that means heart space energy. It's like your heart is throbbing out of your chest. Others, your heart's throbbing out of your chest because you have been rocking with fear, who has robbed you over and over and over again. Okay? And I'm not here to judge, you guys. I get it. All right? You panic attack what, who, or what? Okay? I understand. And at the same time, as I receive these channeled messages, they ring true to me. Do they ring easy? I won't lie to you and say that they do, because they don't. Not for me on a personal note, okay? I'm only mentioning that because I am part of the collective. And I want to make sure that you guys know I'm not ever here preaching at anyone. It's just what it is, just like what karma is, just like what the truth is. It just is what it is. And the messages here anyway, just are what they are. And again, please take from them what you came here for anyhow, right? 1444 was just on that timer. You could be getting a job offer within the next few moments here. You could be getting a text from someone who's actually willing to try to understand you finally, right? Double confirmation, you guys. Take what you came here for. But this strength and this wisdom has to, on a consistent basis, wrap your head around this, because I'm talking about this wisdom here. This strength, that, that's easier to understand, right? But also the wisdom, okay? From here on out, you need to go within and not only look for the inner child, but for those things, because those things, and again, strength and wisdom are already within you. Okay? So have patience with yourself, okay? Because just because what I said is the truth, which it is, doesn't necessarily mean it clicks like that in the way that you need it to even click in the moment, right? From one moment or one experience to the next. And that's where your patience, that's where your try again, that's where your inner child, joy, right? Time to connect with your inner child and find joy, the card states, right? Being this message being ushered in by a pink fairy, right? You really got to take it down to your roots, but empower yourself out of them. Don't just break yourself down back to that root and stay there, right? Or look for every reason why you deserve to stay there. Okay, you've already kind of, if you want to say you effed around and already wanted this, okay, then let yourself know you want to, if you want to call it an F up, right? But you have already done too much not to win at this. So to be clear, there is no way you can break yourself down and then stay stuck there unless and until you tell yourself, yes, I will. But just the same, honey boo, right? Just the same, you can yes, I will to the progressive, advanced version of yourself, version of your timeline, your experiences here, the love of your life, the way you love and care for yourself, okay? And it takes just as much effort. The illusion, 1717 reducing to 88, speaking of hella alignment, abundance, prosperity, blessings, expansion. You want all of this. This is what you came here for. Please take it, okay? This already is connected to you. So this is at least like saying how, guess what? The luggage has your name on it. The package has your name stamped on it. You have been stamped approved at this. All you have to do is walk it out. And that's where the strength and wisdom and inner child finding joy. It's giving rinse, lather, and repeat though at this. It's not a one and done. It is part of your lifestyle now. That is part of you programming your brain now. Okay? And if you got something out of this message, I need you to put a green heart into the chat box. Okay, and I'm watching, because I'm really here for those that are getting this. 1818 on that timer. And the reason why that's really got to be, you guys, is because for me, this is not a popularity contest. All right. I don't do well at those anyhow. Right. I don't even like the idea of a contest much when the whole entire time we all could be winners and we all could win, kind of thing. Right. So, the numbers are what they are because of the truth being just what it is. Okay, so thank you for those that do help with getting the truth out there, getting the clarity out there, getting that strength and wisdom out there, and the reminder, of course, to connect with the inner child. You need joy in this thing called life. And the best joy you can really ever experience is the one that is born out of you. All right? Just like the greatest strength, the strongest strength that you could ever experience is going to be that ultimate strength, that fire within, all right, being shown unto you as well as others, depending on the situation. But you first, babe, you've got to get with you on this, all right, 1933. All right, so please have patience with yourself. Your wish fulfillment, okay, which is definitely not current energies or what you just went through. I get that, right? But you are actively walking through this strength and wisdom card. You can see it has an elephant spirit attached to the card's message. And this elephant is walking through the forest, unfazed, untouched by vegetation. It bows to make a path. This is exactly what's going on. And even in the wings, you've chills on that from the left again. Even in the wings, you've got beings, unseen forces fighting with you. Okay? However, this elephant, when it looks to the left and or to the right, its light is shining so brightly it could never see the pink fairy on the forest floor or flying even near its own aura. Yet the pink fairy ushers in the message about connecting with that inner child and joy. All right? And that too is great strength and wisdom. I hope somebody's getting this, okay? The other spirit attached to the message today was the snail spirit, okay, regarding patience. Again, same deal. Elephant's not going to see the snail on the vegetation of the forest floor. Okay, but yet they're allies. They are on the same team. They connect back to the same sovereignty. The Hierophant, nonetheless. At least, okay? Just saying, patriarchy. But we did have the Hierophant card come out, okay? So walk away from whatever makes you feel bad about who you are as well as your past. And some of this you've got to deal with you about. It's not always everybody else's fault that you feel sad, upset, impatient, okay? Sometimes diet, nutrition could be a part to play. All right. Mental health can be a part to play, but that's also connecting to diet, nutrition. All right. So again, going within, listening to your body speak, listening to the inner child speak, listening to your ego speak and check it accordingly, right? If ego's all like, oh no, we can't do anything. We always fail. I need you to check that because yes, you can. All right. Everybody else knows how to play devil's advocate. I'm sure we've been taught a thing or two, right? So put your coach hat on in those moments and check the shit out of that ego, if that's you. Because you can, and also it's necessary. We don't hate ego. We're not here to just do away with ego. Ego needs to be in balance like anything else. And that's the deal. In order to get to the 10 of anything, cups, wands, right? Swords. Swords talk about the mental space, right? If you're at the 10 of swords, does that feel nice and pretty? Hell no. You can't even catch a thought sometimes there, right? All right. That's how much of an imbalance in the ego exists there. Okay. But the 10 of Cups is the card you got. The anti-10 of Swords. Okay. Again, claim it as if it's an Amazon package or a gift package coming to your door with your name on it. Okay. But act like you know you got it. Not like, oh, it's coming probably next Wednesday on the stoop. Probably the neighbors will pick it up and then they'll just get it at 3:30 on a Thursday. No, you've got it in spirit and in truth now. Honor it now so that it comes in and comes in with ease. All right, you guys are really actioning towards your soft era and there's really no problem in that. I do want to express my gratitude, especially if this has been a triggering message. I do feel the energies attached to it, and some of them are really strife laden. Despair comes to mind, okay? And I just want to say I'm proud of you for receiving all of the message, okay? Even though it still maybe hurts, right? Because that is that same Moxie. That is that same strength, and that is that same wisdom that you now know that you know that you know on the other side of this message, anyhow, at least, right? That you've got that strength and that wisdom. You've got the capability and the ability to get through to the other side of whatever you're here, that you're here for. Some relationships, others, employers, employee relations, etc. You guys, right? It's really just about you making a choice to take charge. I cut the deck of the Oracle Forest Spirits cards, and I'm now looking at the Dragonfly Spirit, and it says perspective. Be flexible and willing to change direction if needed to get a broader view of things. All right. And the Nature Spirit, which there could be some significance to the color green. Maybe somebody's got an emerald birthstone. Okay. It could be born in the month of May. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. Maybe you recently saw a dragonfly, or you will. It's confirmation of this message, perhaps. But divine nature, this nature spirit, is ushering its message. Your love and wisdom help you overcome your limitations and reach a higher level. And I mean, if you don't understand, I'm going to make sure you do now. When we're talking Hierophant energy, that's extremely high level energy in spirit and in truth. Okay. So I really, it's giving you are too blessed to be too pressed, even though it's like, yeah, right, because even if you wrote it down in black and white what the experience was, even if you had to have a Zoom meeting over what the experience was, it was not feeling good. It did not sound good. It did not um some of you, it's not even born out of anything you in particularly have done, right? But it is all necessary, because it is, again, I can't say it enough, almost catapulting you to that soft era where you don't have to be in fight or flight response. You don't have to feel like it's expected for you to walk on eggshells and repair them at the end of every shift. Like, I'm just so serious, you guys. Chills on that. You guys keep going. I believe in you. And as long as you believe in you, man, I can't wait to hear the testimonies coming for what you all are already creating. I love that for you, collective. Much love and light. Send a green heart in the chat if you took the time to get all of this message. Thanks for watching.